Hello everyone, my name is Sparky from Sparky Gaming, and welcome to the third episode of Sparky. In the last episode, we went over the milestone Little Hamlet, and there was, a few things that we had talked about. I touched on this community school being part of the Green Cities DLC, so if you don't have that DLC, then obviously you're not going to have this. And I believe the same thing goes for the recycling center. So yeah, that's what we talked about last episode, and this was a Little Hamlet. In this episode, we are going to be talking about Worthy Village, and there's we got way more things compared to the last milestone. I guess we'll just go down. This will just be a list, basically, of what to go over. Oops. So we have a new area. We can make districts. We have some policies that we can go over. Another loan, which obviously 151,000. I think we're okay. I'm not really going to be expanding today, so I just want to be going over these milestones. District specializations, service policies, features, the fire department, police department, and union buildings, forestry and agriculture specialization, self-sufficient buildings, organic and local produce, and then power and water usage, smoke detector distribution, and then we got the fire house and police station. So let's start with getting a new area. So we have one square right here, and that's what you start out with. And I don't think I'm gonna be able, I am gonna be able to buy this probably, but I'm not gonna be expanding just yet. So in some later episodes we are definitely going to be expanding, but right now I just want to go over some of things that we can do right now. So if you are in City Skylines and you got this far, you're going to be able to have a new area, like I said. So if you go down to this globe, if you are able to buy a new tile, and I have the 81 tiles mod, so I'm going to be able to use literally all the tiles on the map, so which is nice. Now if you're on console, then you only get 9x9 areas, so but thankfully I have that mod, so I'm not going to be worrying about that anytime soon. So what you can do is if you left click on any of the tiles, it's gonna tell you the resources. So there's no oil, there's no ore or farming. There's just the forestry. And it says, it's gonna say outside connections. So there's roads, no rail or ship connections, but you have plane connections, and there's some water. And then it's gonna tell you how like the percentage of the land that you can build on, which this square is 54, and then it's going to give you a price, which obviously I can afford that. And obviously it changes. 63, we have some farming, and 3,300 here. 2,700, no ore or oil, and no roads, no trains or ships. And it is 2,700 and 58%. And then right here, 5,000, 88%, everything but ship or connections, no water, and oil and forestry. So, and it's gonna depend on the tile, and it's gonna depend on how far you are in the game. Obviously, right now land is gonna be fairly cheap, ranging from like 2,027 to like 5,000, 2,700 to 5,000. So, and obviously this is the most expensive because it has the most land that you can build on. So keep that in mind when you are doing that. And then you can hit escape on your keyboard to get out of that view. So the next thing on the list is going to be talk about district. So what you can do now is this. There's a icon right here that looks like a folder, and if you hover over it, it's going to say districts and areas. And these are you can paint districts, and these are just for future, like park, and then like certain industry areas and campus. So, and then there's different tabs. So this is just like regular, just like painting a district. These are specializations. So, for example, if I had this forest industry, well, okay, so if I painted a district right over this industrial area, and then I had that and apply that to this area, all of my industrial buildings would be forestry related. Or if I did, I could do the same thing, except it would be the industrial buildings would be farming related. And then of course you can just do generic, which I'm not really sure why, but I mean, because you can just do regular old industrial zones. I don't really know, but I'm sure there are other people out there that are way smarter than me that will know why, but I'm not that smart yet. So, we also have this commercial specializations, like I had said, so already, this basically just removes it. So if I put this on, say, a district along this, collector road, I could have organic and local produce for these businesses, which you really, I mean, you can do it if you want to, but I mean, it's more expensive for the stuff, and you know, it even says like produces 50% of goods locally. Truck traffic is less, okay, which is a good thing. Increase electricity by 20%, not great, but then it also reduces garbage production, which it kind of like balances itself out. So I mean, I think that's actually a good policy. So, but yeah, that's kind of district specializations. And so to draw a district, not policy. So district, you just click on paint district, and then there's different sizes. This is the medium right now. I can do the large. But if you want to get like real nitpicky, use the small one. But I'm just gonna do a small area. So if I do like this little corner right here, that's a district, and the game automatically gives it a name. But what I can do is I can just type a name for the neighborhood. Freeway side. I don't know. That's that's not gonna stay there forever. So what you can do to get rid of it, if you open up the same folder icon, and then you click on the erase, you can do the same thing, clicking the left mouse button, and then hover all over the district that you created, and then it's gone. So we probably are going to make some districts eventually. We'll go over that in this episode, but later. So, talked about districts. Policies. Policies are a lot. There's a lot of policies depending on how far you are in the game. So, find the policies. There's your economy, budget. Depending on what you're on, gonna be your budget or economy. On here, well, I guess there's a budget tab. If you go under your economy, it shows you all that, and that's just money stack. And right next to it is the policies. So right now, like I said, there's a lot of policies. And a lot of them are grayed out, and we can't even do taxation or city planning yet. We only have these right here, which go over them. But basically, the power and water usage is basically kind of reducing the water consumption, and then it's 5 credits or whatever per building, and that's for both of these power and water usage. And the smoke detector basically just reduces the risk of a fire. And I mean, if you have the firehouse, I mean, no, you're good. I mean, if you have the firehouse or fire station, then you know it should be fine. But if it's in the, like I was talking about earlier, in the if it services it like this, I'm not gonna place it right now, but if it services the area, then it should be fine. If all the roads are lit up green, then you should be fine. But yeah, I guess that's all for policies right now. But like I said, there is a lot, and we will definitely go over them, but we only have 3, so pretty quick. Student loan, second loan. I'm not going to go over it, but loans right here, we can take another one like I talked about earlier. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to be building right now. So, but the loans are in the same spot as they were before. District specializations I went over. So fire department and police. There are new tabs for the police and fire department. So basically this fireman's helmet and then the police badge. Like I said, I opened it earlier. It's gonna show you the firehouse, the fire things, fire department related things. Like I said, the fire station, and then the firehouse, or yeah, the firehouse and police station, and then the you got the police, the police station, and then you're gonna have the police headquarters eventually once we get to 4,600, and then there's a prison in here, right here, and then this is just another style of the headquarters. So on to unique buildings. Okay. The unique buildings are kind of are interesting in this game because there are different levels of unique buildings, and each thing can do so much or so little depending on what it is. But basically it kind of is just something that you can just add to your city to make it lived in, I guess. Well, I mean, there are people that are obviously living, but just to have more variety of buildings than just what the game gives you. So you have a shopping center, department store, you know, there's just a lot of things that you can put in your city. Ferris wheel, and these unique buildings that have like the no money thing. It just I can't afford it right now because it's $878,500 for this department store, and I only have that much. So I just can't do it. But there are different levels of these are all level 1 buildings, and some of them you actually need to, there are certain things that you need to do in the game in order to unlock these unique buildings, and we'll go over them as we go through this series. But for right now, I mean, since I can't afford some of this stuff, and theater, yes, it'd be cool to have a theater. Oh, yeah, this is like a Shakespearean thing. There is a movie theater. It's called a cinema. Just because everyone likes to be European in this game, I guess. Not everyone, but this game likes to be European. Alright, let's go to talk about these self-sufficient buildings. So, like I had mentioned earlier about these forest industry and farming industry and generic industry, you can do the same for residential. Like commercial with local and organic and local produce. You can do the same for residential. And self-sufficient buildings are part of the Green Cities DLC. Just to make things greener, it includes consuming 30% less electricity. Wow, I can't speak today. 30% less garbage, and then generates less text. Which, I mean, considering if you are like way in the end game with this, then that's not really going to be a problem. But if you're like in kind of starting out, I don't recommend. I mean, if you really do, I would probably take a loan out. But you do you, man. But I just wouldn't recommend it at this point. Let's go find one over that. Okay, I guess that's basically all that's in Worthy Village right now. Like I said, I do want to make some districts, but I'm not really sure like what is what, because I know there's some spot over here. I mean, I will definitely do the industrial district, actually painting one and not erasing one. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna type industrial district. This is what I usually do. I'm just gonna call it Old Town Industrial for right now. I might have to switch some of my keybinds, and I cannot spell. Enter. Okay, so what I was trying to say is that most people, they start the area that they begin with and they call it Old Town, and that's why I'm calling it Old Town Industrial. And then I guess that kind of has a nice ring to it. Some people spell it with an E, some people do OL like that with a apostrophe. Some people do it like this. I'm just gonna do it like this just because I'm in the mood. So right now, and I will call this, well, I guess I kind of want it to be symmetrical, so let me just go out that, and then I will well, I want to have, okay, come on game. I'm gonna do that commercial, and then I'm gonna do the rest of this residential, and we do have some demand for residential, so it will grow out. But yeah, I want to name the area, name this area Old Town. Now I'm gonna look back at the last 2 episodes, and I will see what areas were made first, so it's historically accurate, you could say, and then we'll go from there. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and like I said, we had a good Christmas, and have a happy New Year.